Hello, my name is Rosa. I'm going to be your companion for this video. We'll begin with a land acknowledgement. The Art Gallery of Ontario operates on land that is the territory of the Anishinaabe Nation and is also the territory of the Wendat and Haudenosaunee. The Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant is an agreement between the Haudenosaunee Confederacy and the Anishinaabe Three Fires Confederacy to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Toronto is also governed by a treaty between the federal government of Canada and the Mississaugas of the New Credit. Toronto has always been a trading center for First Nations. Imagine that we're going on a walk together. It's still fairly dark out as the sun slowly rises behind us. There's a slight breeze blowing through the trees as we near the forest. We can hear a few birds chirping as they rise for the day. As the sounds of traffic fade away from behind, we enter a space full of life and vibrancy. As we continue to walk, we close our eyes and touch what's around us, feeling the bumps of the branches and the velvety texture of the various leaves. Taking in a deep breath, we can smell the fragrance of the different flowers that surround us. Keeping this feeling in mind, let's explore the wisdom of the universe. The Wisdom of the Universe is a piece commissioned by the AGO in 2014. This is an acrylic painting on canvas, unframed, standing at 171 centimeters by 282 centimeters. This painting was created by Christi Belcourt, a Métis visual artist and author. The art is heavily influenced by Métis floral beadwork and advocates for the lands, waters, and Indigenous peoples. As we go through this work, we will be using direct quotes from the artists themselves.
All quotes will be read aloud by me, Dimlade.
We hope this multisensory interpretation can empower us to collectively honor Mother Earth.
The planet already contains all the wisdom of the universe, as do you and I. It has the ability to recover built into its DNA, and we have the ability to change what we are doing so this can happen.
The artwork was inspired by over 200 species of plants and animals listed as threatened, endangered, or extinct in Ontario.
Perhaps it's time to place the rights of Mother Earth ahead of the rights to Mother Earth.
Present within the artwork are various plants, birds, and butterflies painted in acrylic using the pointillism technique that mimics Métis floral beadwork. The beadworks are often created with symmetrical floral patterns on a dark background using glass seed beads for embroidery techniques. The same style is used in this artwork. In the next few minutes, we reflect on and break down the various elements in this painting. On the black canvas, there are various sizes of yellow stars that serve as the backdrop to the painting. Overlapping this, there are vibrant colors from greens, purples, reds, whites, yellows, blues, and oranges, used to create the different species of plants and animals. What has been painted on the right is mirrored on the left. The middle is where the symmetry ends as the branches and plants circle around the middle, where a bird faces the right with its wings open as if it is flying. On the bottom of the painting roots are present, the largest cluster of roots being in the center, followed by 2 smaller clusters on each side. Connected to these roots are the branches that hold the various plants and provide shelter for the birds and butterflies. The 2 symmetrical branches start from the bottom and extend up and outward from the center, growing smaller branches that cover the whole painting. On these branches, 8 different species of birds are scattered throughout the painting. Among these birds, we have the cerulean warbler, which is a small songbird with long wings and a short tail. It is blue, white, and blue-black in color. These birds are listed as threatened in Ontario due to degradation and fragmentation of forests. You may hear them chirping if you are in southern Lake Huron to western Lake Ontario, which are the traditional territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee, the Attawandaron, the Mississauga, and the Anishinaabe. If you hear this sound in southwestern Ontario, which are the traditional territories of the Mississauga, the Haudenosaunee, the Attawandaron, the Anishinaabe, and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, then you are close to the Acadian flycatcher. They perch on slender branches at middle heights to sing explosive kerchip songs, or to fly out to catch insects. It is olive green and white in color. In the painting, some birds are perched at the top of branches, while some sit at the bottom. Some of them seem to be flying while drinking nectar from the flowers. In the center of the painting, a bird is flying towards the right. The branches also hold various types of flowers and leaves that are listed as threatened, endangered, or extinct in Ontario. The colors, forms, size, and placement makes them easy to differentiate from one another. A large portion of the painting is dedicated to the different types of flowers ranging in sizes and shapes. There are flowers with 4 to 5 petals, while others have more. Some are long, some are rounded, while some are rigid in shape. There are also flowers that have yet to bloom. Some grow together as a bunch, while others are independent. There are also strawberries and acorns growing. Among some of the flowers, we have the dwarf lake iris, which can be found on traditional territories of the Ottawa, the Anishinaabe, the Mississauga, the Mi'kmaq, and the Attawandaron, along or near shore areas of the Great Lakes and a few locations on Manitoulin Island. These grow in early June and are violet-colored flowers. They are listed as a special concern as they grow in areas that are highly prized for cottage and residential development, causing many of their habitats to be destroyed. The spring blue-eyed Mary can no longer be found in the wild in Ontario. The flowers have 5 lobes, the top being white to light blue and the bottom being a bright blue. Though no longer in Ontario, they can still be found in some parts of the United States. The eastern prairie fringed orchid is an endangered species native to Ontario. They are found in Simcoe, Essex, and Lambton counties and in Chatham, Kent, which are the traditional territories of the Mississauga, the Haudenosaunee, the Attawandaron, the Ottawa, the Caldwell, the Huron-Wendat, the Mi'kmaq, and the Anishinaabe. They have a spike of up to 40 white flowers that have a fringed petal that divides into 3 parts. It is endangered due to the loss of habitat as a result of land development and declines in populations of pollinating insects. Colors further assist in differentiating the flowers and mimic their natural forms. Where some flowers are only one color, others are combinations of various colors, such as purple and yellow. The flowers that stand out are the ones that are fully round, facing the viewer. They are accompanied by their leaves of various sizes and colors. Leaves take up the second largest space of the canvas. They can be seen connected to the branches and stems of plants, covering or being covered by the flowers in bunches or hanging alone. 80% of these are different variations of green, with a few being brown and red. The leaves that draw the most attention towards them are the red leaves in the center top of the painting, right above the central bird. There are a total of 4 clusters of short, narrow, bright red leaves fanning out from a thin red branch. 2 of the clusters are facing towards the viewer, and the 2 below have only one side visible with the leaves pointing downwards. Making use of the leaves and flowers are several butterflies. These butterflies are relatively small in size compared to the plants and birds in the painting. They are depicted in different stages in their lives, from caterpillars sitting on leaves and climbing the branches, from cocoons hanging from the branches, to clusters of butterflies, with some flying and sitting independently. Among these butterflies are the cardinal blue butterfly. They have dark blue wings with black edges and a white outline. Their habitats have reduced greatly due to land development and wildfire suppression. They can no longer be found in the wild in Ontario and many of their natural habitats in the United States as well. The West Virginia white is a butterfly found primarily in the United States and are rare in Ontario, with the largest population in Western Lake Ontario, which are the traditional territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee, the Mississauga, the Attawandaron, and the Anishinaabe. They are typically found in moist, deciduous forests. Forestry, development, and a highly invasive species that it confuses with its host plant are causing the species to decline. This butterfly is listed as a special concern in Ontario.
Globally, we live in a time of great upheaval. The state of the world is in crisis. We are witness to the unbearable suffering of species, including humans. Much of this we do to ourselves. It is possible for the planet to return to a state of well-being, but it requires a radical change in our thinking. It requires a willingness to be open to the idea that perhaps human beings have got it all wrong.
Each element and species highlighted come together to create this highly intricate and symmetrical artwork. Thank you for joining me on our short journey as we explored Christi Belcourt's The Wisdom of the Universe. This piece is very complex, detailed, and intricate. New plants, flowers, birds, and butterflies can be discovered each time we interact with it. It reminds us to slow down and take the time and use our senses to appreciate everything around us, whether it be birds, butterflies, flowers, plants, or each other. There can always be something new and exciting to be discovered, but it will be too late if we don't respect our planet and make it unlivable for ourselves and the species that co-inhabit with us. This multisensory presentation is a collaborative project between Demolade, Harkarat, Miriam, and myself, Rosa, who are graduate students at OCAD University. To experience a tactile version of Belcourt's artwork, we have developed an exercise that you can enjoy from your own home that also encompasses the aesthetic and spatial orientation of the work. This model provides outlines of the species present in the painting. You can use the link in the description below to download the silhouette of Belcourt's work, which can be printed on paper. Use household items such as beads, pulses, paper pieces, or similar items to create an experience that is similar to the artwork. Use this experience to delve into the beauty of Belcourt's universe. In addition, if you have access to a 3D printer, you can print out 3D renderings of the different species, branches, and plants. You can access these renderings through the link in the description below.